would help if I had my mic here. Of course it would. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Radio Apocalypse. So how are we today? I hope you're all good. Thank you for joining me today. Say hello in the comments so I know who is with us tonight. I like to engage directly with those that are watching. It has been a bit of a long day for me today. It was a day off from the mundane job that I do Monday to Friday. And I had some other news which I'll go into tonight in a little bit. But it is currently the 25th. It's about to turn the 26th of March. And let's have a wee bit of an update of what is going on in the UK with regards to people and the coronavirus. Currently, the UK death toll rises to 465. Wow. That's kind of insane. I don't know what the worldwide toll is. I'm only currently looking at... hey, Shady. I'm only currently looking at the UK stats of what's going on. Scotland, though, part of the UK just now, we currently have 221 in Glasgow alone, and 719 cases across my country, which is a bit disturbing indeed. So I've made notes tonight so I can keep on track of things, just to make sure that I don't ramble too much. At this particular point at the start of my stream, I always want to take a few minutes just to thank the people in the front line, the doctors, the nurses who are looking after those people that are currently suffering and in intensive care with the virus. It's kind of scary to think that you guys are putting yourselves on the line to look after us. Then you've got everybody else that is on the front line. You have shop workers, carers, people just putting food on the shelves. Yesterday, I shouted out the window at the garbage truck men, gave them a big thumbs up because they're doing a job as well. You know, you have all these people that you would normally take for granted. And I tell you something, I'll never take anybody for granted again after this, ever. I'm in retail myself. I'm a manager in a large retail outlet, and I put stock on the shelves. I manage my stock, and sometimes I feel a bit taken for granted, and I don't think anybody will take for granted the food chain, supply chain management for food ever again, to be perfectly honest. It's all amazing. You guys that do those jobs are amazing. You're keeping us going indeed. Speaking of doctors and nurses, this is kind of my news today. For those that don't know, about a year and a half ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, a throat tumour. It was stage 4. It was nasty. However, I opted for incredibly radical and aggressive chemo, radio, and experimental treatment, and I killed it. The treatment and the amazing help from everybody, the Western General in Edinburgh, made sure that I pulled through and survived it, and it took its toll on me. I was a good healthy weight, and I managed to drop by about 33% my weight due to what was going on. My body had an assault on it like nobody's body ever has. but I survived it, and I'm here speaking to you guys now. I'm living proof that I can that people can survive cancer. However, if you told me during cancer treatment that I'd be wearing a face mask to work and walking around avoiding people by 2 meters or 6 feet, I would have laughed at you then as well. You know, a year and a half ago, if you told me I've had cancer, no way. And then a year ago during my treatment, if you told me about this virus, I'd have said no way as well. But what is my news with this? Well, I still go for clinical checkups as part of the 5-year plan for the being a cancer patient, and I had blood tests done, earlier in the month, and everything was cool with it. There was nothing wrong. Then this virus started to come into the world a little bit more prolifically in the UK, and so I got a bit worried because one of the vulnerable groups are those people having chemotherapy. And then I read last night also those people that had immunotherapy. And I had immunotherapy. Look, that was the radical drugs that I had. That was the crazy experimental stuff that I had. And what it's supposed to do is boost your immune system. It's supposed to boost your immune system to make it super powerful, increase the white blood cells and things. So when your body kind of like kicks the crap out of the cancer with chemo and radio, these white blood cells can come in and destroy the cancer. And that's what happened. It works. Okay. However, I thought, I had 102 doses of this stuff, 102 doses. And we knew it was a double-blind trial, but we knew that I was on it because of the side effects. I ended up digesting my own thyroid gland. I ended up having my pancreas started to create too much insulin. So when that happened, they said, no more. No, we're not going to do this experiment anymore on you, MO, and we're just going to leave it at that. So where do we go to from this part? It's it actually, even though it boosted my immune system, it decreased it as well. But it's kind of a long-term sort of program to get it back up. I never knew this until today. The lymphocytes, yeah. Lymphocytes are part of your immune system. And the average human being has maybe, on the scale of lymphocytes, between 1.4 and 4 on the scales is the average where you should be to be healthy. If you're on the scale and you're greater than 4, that means you have far too many white blood cells, and that can be dangerous. If you have less than 1.4, that's very dangerous because you have a compromised immune system. And to have a compromised immune system is not particularly wonderful while this virus is going around just now. Anyway, cut long story short, because I do like a story, my particular white blood cell count with the lymphocyte, is sitting at 0.85, which is well below the average for this. I am not unwell. I am not suffering. However, my immune system is compromised, and my personal family doctor who did all that basically said he's not going to be too happy for me to be at work. I had 6 months off last year for cancer. To take more time off work for me is my idea of a personal hell. Not because I'm going to be stuck in the house, not because of anything like that, but purely because I enjoy working. All right. I'm not a lazy man. I don't want to just sit around and watch Netflix. I don't want to sit down and play the Xbox all the time. I like going outside for long walks. I like going to shopping centres, to the theatre, to the cinema, to the movies, things like that. That is officially all on hold. I'm not supposed to truly leave the house other than going for a walk, maybe at night time when there's nobody around, first thing in the morning, go down to my garden, things like that. I have to avoid all public places and only really stay in contact with immediate family who is not going to have this, because my immune system is officially compromised. I need to take 12 weeks off work. That is what the medical profession recommends while this is going on. And that sucks. It's, some people would say, wow, it's a free holiday, Mo. Not to me, it's not. It's not. I was a bit emotional earlier on today after speaking to my doctor and him saying, hey, listen, I'm not too happy about you working in the red zone. And I'm like, okay, well, what does that mean? He says, I would rather you not. I'm going to make sure that you don't, because you're going to be classified as a vulnerable at-risk individual because you have a compromised immune system. There's no great or fast cure for this at all, other than for staying well and truly away from people. Yeah, it's 12 weeks is going to suck. Hey, Cognac, I never saw you there, brother. I see you there now just because I just clicked onto the comments. And Shady, yeah, 12 weeks will suck. It will suck. You know, I'm lucky I have a nice backyard. I'm going to go and do things in there. Now, my brother, Ron Swanson, of Surviving Life, I think he's doing a stream just now as well. Okay, I was speaking to him earlier and he said to me, you are not leaving the house, because, you know, it's not like you don't live in a built up urban area, Mo. And well, I do. I've got hundreds of neighbours, you know, but they're not going to come into my garden. And if I want to go for a walk, I'll put my mask on and I'll go at night time. I'll go during the day. I'm not unhealthy, you know. I could probably go and run 5 kilometers right now quite happily. I could probably, you know, go to the gym and do stuff. I am not unhealthy, but what I am is compromised. I am at risk, and if the virus was to get into my body, it would ravage it. It would take no prisoners, and I would be in intensive care. That's what the doctor said to me. Says you need to avoid this virus like the plague. So it's now become all too real for me in ways that you can't imagine. Whereas, you know, I'm a 48-year-old man with a compromised immune system, in a world where there is a virus that is running savage round everybody, which is truly, truly sucky. Okay, so that's my news. Not very good news, is it? The upside to all. Okay, now here, there's always something positive with Mojack's Happy, because happy is in my name. All right, so let's put the negative side apart. I'm going to be sensible. I'm going to be around here for the next 200 years. I am not going to die of the coronavirus. I am not going to get it because I'm going to be sensible and avoid everybody and everything. All right, apart from immediate family. So what am I going to do for the next 12 weeks? I am going to stream the crap out of everything. I'm going to maybe start a morning show like Coffee with Mojack's Happy. I'm going to maybe do a couple of cooking things a week. I'm going to do as much as I possibly can because I've got the kit to do it. I enjoy this nighttime chat with you guys. I just want to now have the opportunity to build myself up, build my brand, and make sure that I'm doing the right thing, and enjoy it in the process. Get to know you guys a bit better. I'm going to create my own Discord, specifically for this channel, for doing these sort of things, and it gives everybody an opportunity to come and hang out there as well. We'll have a nice wee voice chat one. We'll start doing things like after chats on Instagram Live where people can come in and chat. I'll go live and then you can jump on and join that stream if you want to speak as well. There's a million and one things to do to keep me busy. I'm going to publish another 2 poetry books. That's the goal. Within 12 weeks, 2 more poetry books, and basically streaming the crap out of all my life, which will be good. And there'll be daily updates consistently with my personal lockdown, which is the way to do it. So that is the upside. Okay, I am going to drop a little link now into the chat. This is the link if anybody wants to join me tonight. Please say that you want to join before in the comments. Say, do you mind if I'm coming in? There's a few names that I know there, and people that I know that want to come tonight. We're having trouble connecting on the Facebook one. Let's have a look. No, it seems to be okay. Why is it doing that? Right. I know what it is. Hold on a second. I'm doing this through Wi-Fi and not through the hard line. Give me 5 seconds to fix that. How unprofessional. We are now hardwired into. Hold on. Why is this not working? Is this working? Yes, it's working. Cool. Right, yeah. So we're now hardwired into the internet again rather than doing it through the Wi-Fi, which makes things so much better. Oh, yes. Okay, so I had all sorts of little graphics ready to go on my phone today that I made for this, but for some reason they've not uploaded properly. So this is the other thing, the other benefit of not going to be outside for the next 12 weeks is I can experiment with different streaming technology. Which I can use. I'm using StreamYard just now, okay, which is a great one. I used to use Streamlabs OBS, but it's kind of not processor friendly at all. It likes to suck the life out your processor. And that's when I used to do cooking videos in my kitchen. I had 3 cameras, and sometimes the cameras were a wee bit jumpy. StreamYard is very friendly towards towards my processor because I've just got a little laptop. One day I hope to have a bigger, faster, bad boy PC that I can stream and it'll make me coffee in the morning. That's the sort of thing that I'm after. That will come in time as we move through everything. Okay, so what have we got to talk about tonight? We've talked about all my personal stuff. I'm going to start a segment called the Covid-19 Chronicles. And let's see, do I have that? No, I don't have that banner up, or do I? No, that one's not ready to go. I've got these little things that would introduce it to make it more like a professional show. And that is what we're going to be doing probably from tomorrow night. So the Covid-19 Chronicles, that's when I would bring a guest in, and they would be talking about what's going on in their part of the world. I have a guy called Wolf Shifter from Byte that was wanting to come on. For some reason, my messaging thing, I think I sent Cognag a message, but it's coming up with errors. I need to get a new phone as well. My technology's garbage just now. Garbage. Maybe I'll just reset everything back to factory settings. So what I was going to be doing was getting a guest on, and they'll tell us a little bit about what's going on in their part of the world, and talk about various different aspects of things to do with that. Part of all that is again to talk about the importance of social distancing, and for those people that don't know or don't take social distancing seriously, it's something that now I have to get aggressive about, simply because I can't have strangers trying to come up and speak to me. Thank goodness I'm not going to be at the shop anymore. That's the upside of it all. And the downside of it all is that I will have to ensure that I don't have anybody at all coming up to me and speaking to me at any time whom I don't know. If you're not taking social distancing seriously just now, I made a little sort of thing and I stuck it on my Instagram this morning, and I called it let this be a massive wake-up call. It's in my Instagram story across all 3 of my Instagram accounts. And if you're a mum or a dad, I'm going to read it to you because it's here on my phone, all right? But I'm going to read it to you off my phone. It says, let this be a massive wake-up call. If your child becomes infected with this virus, they will be going to hospital in an ambulance by staff in hazmat suits, alone. They will be going alone. without you, without their mum, without their dad. They will be treated by people they don't know, in isolation, on their own, without you providing comfort for them in their greatest time of need. If you're a parent, can you even imagine that? Not being able to comfort your own child. For me, I get emotional just thinking about that. I can't imagine my oldest son, and right down to my youngest son, my daughter, my other son in the middle, going somewhere and something bad happened to them like this, and me not being able to provide comfort or security or love or a touch or anything like that. It breaks my heart. No parent wants this for their child, unless, of course, you're an abusive psychopath. So, let's start taking social distancing and the stay-at-home thing a bit more seriously. If you're one of these parents that are taking their children out to the shops without a justifiable reason, stop it. Stop it now. You are actually compromising people like me and my children's lives. Okay? Simple as that. I cannot emphasize that enough. Right? I don't want to be on the other side of glass in a hospital watching any of my children go down with this. Okay? Because the chances are I would also pick it up in the hospital, and it's going to hit me worse with my depleted immune system now. It's crazy. Hey Carmen, how are you? Hope you're good. Yeah, I agree with you, Shady. It scares me too. It's the most frightening thing, having a sick child. At the best of times, sometimes if they've got flu, it's like, oh, flu, a wee fever. This is devastating. This just ravages your body, and you can potentially have respiratory problems for the rest of your life because of this. I mean, we don't know that for sure, but people that have come out have had depleted respiratory issues, in China and Italy as well. So I've started a new hashtag called "Don't Be a Dick." Okay, hashtag "Don't Be a Dick." So whenever you see anybody being a dick about social distancing, or you come across an article about social distancing or social isolation where people are not taking it seriously, you should just do hashtag "Stay at home," hashtag "Don't Be a Dick," because if you're not taking it seriously, you're being a bunch of dicks, to be perfectly honest. It's a kind of crazy thing. Right, I have another thing, speaking of dicks, actually, speaking of people that are a bit assholey. Let me just bring this up just now. I've got something interesting to show you. I don't know if you know this. There was a guy in Missouri, okay, I think it was Missouri, and he put a little Snapchat up of himself. I'll show you a picture of him, actually. There it is. This guy here, all right? You can see there, he's licking something, right? He is licking down a line of deodorant canisters in a Walmart, okay? And he made this on his Snapchat and put it on Snapchat, and people captured it and put it all over Twitter. And he's basically saying, who's afraid of the coronavirus? And then he takes his tongue, right? He takes his tongue along the whole row of deodorant canisters. Well, he has been arrested and charged with, what's it called? With terrorist offences. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you, Shady. The guy's an absolute nonsense maker. I mean, who in their right mind, for starters, even if there was no virus, who is going to go and lick anything like that at all? Let me just bring him up again tonight, okay? I think, look at him. Do you not think he looks like, shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that? In his prison oranges. I'd send him to Guantanamo Bay for terrorist atrocities. The guy is a loony. Oh man, I bet you thought you was being really cool as well. I bet you thought you was being really cool. There was another one as well, which unfortunately I don't have. Um, I don't have the video for it. It was called "Breathing Down Strangers' Necks." Okay, and it's like a couple of guys doing a prank in various shops, and they go up to behind people and sort of like in their ear they go like this, and the person gets a fright, but some people react really badly to it. And I don't know whether it's been done in a COVID-19 environment or not, whether it was done months ago or if it's been done recently. But can you imagine if somebody came up to you and did that now? Think about it. How would you feel if an absolute stranger came up to you and breathed down your neck? I think I would punch their lights out. Truly, I would. Truly, I would. You know, when you look at people's behaviours just now, you know, Cognag, who was on the show last night, he's in the chat just now, made it a very good comment regarding young people's attitudes. It's blissful ignorance, and I had a good think about that, a really good think about that, and it's true. It's like the modern version of NIMBY, not in my backyard. If it's not happening right in your face, it's not happening at all. Okay, blissful ignorance is kind of a very similar thing. You have an opportunity to ignore it, to not worry about it because it doesn't affect you directly. So, when you think about it, there's a lot of people that will not take this seriously in the slightest, and they are going to end up really hurting people. And I feel that until something actually happens to somebody close to them, they will not take it seriously. I was taking this seriously before my lymphocyte count was like well below average. Okay, I was very upset at work yesterday with the lack of people's abilities to socially distance and actually just keep back. Do they realize this virus will kill 3% of everybody that actually gets it? All right, maybe more. So that's for every 100 people that get this virus, 3 people are going to die from it. It has to be taken seriously because those 3 people could be your neighbor, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your son, your daughter, your cousin. It could be anybody you know. And the chances are, if you know somebody that's got it or know somebody that's unfortunately left this earthly plane because of it, the chances are you'll know somebody else that's going to have it. Because on average, a coronavirus carrier, somebody who's contracted the virus, will actually infect 3 other people. And it's not just going to be strangers that they're infecting. It's going to be people that they know. And the chances are, if you know them, they're going to know the other people that they've been in contact with as well. We're expecting tragedies. Everything's gone up. Everything is, the world's account has actually gone up greater than anything else. Oh God, this is a depressing stream tonight, isn't it? I promise you, tomorrow night will be less depressing. I'm going to give you all a project, and hopefully you will come back with some answers for me for the project, which is the next section we're going to move on to. Is there anybody actually in self? I know that Carmen, you're kind of like isolating big time just now, for various different reasons. I'm now isolating as well, 100% indoors for the next 12 weeks. I am not going to go stir crazy. The only thing that's going to make me slightly miffed about things will be the inability to go to a shop to buy decent fresh produce. I will have to rely on my children and my wife to go and buy decent onions and decent mushrooms. So I'm going to have to coach them to have a wee squeeze of the vegetables and say, right, okay, that one's okay. And what else do we need? And give them a list and say, stick to the list. Don't you go shopping for anything else, just you stick to that list, you know? So homework. Homework is, if you're isolating or you know somebody that's isolating, what are you doing? What is it that you do to stop yourself from going insane? I don't want you to say anything in the chat just now. I want you to think about it. And I want you to come back maybe tomorrow if you've got time and have a little chit chat about what goes on. And that's going to be the final section of the evening. We will formatted it in sort of like a way, sort of like, hi, welcome to Radio Apocalypse. And then we talk about me and what's happened to me. That was tonight. So that's going to be Mojax's news. Could be something I've done, could be something that's happened at the house or anything like that. Then we go to COVID-19 Chronicles, which will be all about the news throughout the world and bringing a guest in to enjoy the chat. And we will then go on to Covidiot of the day, which was that guy that licked all the deodorant cans. And then we'll finish up with something very positive and fun, which is what are you doing while you're on lockdown? So I've actually done a wee bit of research for that already. And what I found is so many people with their kids are baking cake after cake after cake. So when they come out of isolation and the sunshine hits them once again, they're going to be fat little bampots after eating so many carby cakes, so many sweet cakes. Now, I'm kind of partial to a cake. Absolutely partial to a cake. I love baking. So I think maybe I might do a couple of streams or even just make a video because I can time lapse. I've got a very clear oven door. I can time lapse the cake growing inside the tin and things like that. So I'm going to have a bit of fun. I've got 12 weeks in which to make a ridiculous amount of content. So I aim to have this show done every day, and I aim to have maybe another stream in the morning, just like coffee with Mojax Happy or something. I might do that on the gram instead because that's a bit easier. Yeah, I think I'll do that on Instagram. Because I don't need to then set up the laptop, the cameras, the lights and everything like that. And then perhaps maybe twice a week do a bit of cooking and take it from there. So yeah, we're talking about baking. I get carried away. I got kind of diverse there because I was thinking about baking and food and what I could do with it. The other thing people are seem to be picking up on and doing more of is yoga and baking. I had 3 people yesterday on my last day at work asked me if we sold yoga mats, and it was like, why do you want yoga mats? You know, well, obviously to do yoga, but when I think about it, it's like these were sort of like people that didn't look as if they were doing yoga. So when the conversation ensued, 2 meters apart, of course, he said, well, we're going to be stuck in the house. We've decided to basically download yoga videos and watch how to do it on YouTube. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. So we're going to have a whole bunch of people that are coming out of their homes fat on cake, and a whole bunch of people coming out totally lean and fit. That's incredible. Right, Carmen has said a football club for kids in Donegal has arranged a football practice, and all the parents drop their kids off after the game and they all bundled back into cars. Oh my God. Why would anybody do that? You know, if you're going to kick a ball around a park with strangers, do it at a distance, kick the ball, yeah, but don't get up close. I think that is crazy. And you went mad a long time ago as well. This is the icing on the cake, right? Okay, is that from being isolated, Carmen? Yeah, that's funny. Okay, right. So that is the plan. That is the ultimate plan. I fully intend to take advantage of this time of work to better myself. I am going to perhaps even publish a wee document on the Mojax Happy Facebook page, basically saying this is going to be my routine. And yeah, I think I'll do that. I will make a wee thing saying, right, I'm going to plan to get up in the morning no later than 8 o'clock, do a bit of exercise, have my breakfast, open the window, shout at the neighbours, stuff like that. All right, and then go into the making of the what's it called, the content. Here, this is the other thing as well, right? At the start of the year, we had yeah, I'd like my jammies. Yep, that's Stormtrooper jammies. Okay, I always stream in my jammies. I can't help it. I streamed in my pants one time, but that was for a whole different show. No, I'm only joking. So what was I saying? Yeah, at the start of the year, we had a massive flood in my house. We had a new heating system put in, new radiators, new pipes, and unfortunately, the plumber burst one of the water mains pipes, and it flooded the entirety of the children's bedroom and the hallway between all the rooms of the house. It was pretty devastating, actually. So my daughter's been crashed out on the sofa for most of the time since then, which is fine. She quite likes hanging out on the sofa and falling asleep there. It's like better than sharing a room with her brothers. So yeah, what's the point I'm trying to make? Yes, so the council, the people that are supposed to fix the ceiling, they were supposed to come on 3 separate occasions, and they couldn't come. They need to actually take down the entire ceiling in the children's bedroom. And I emptied the whole of the children's bedroom with from all the furniture so they could do it. But within 24 hours of doing that, that's when Britain was almost at lockdown, and the council decided, no, we're not going to do anything apart from emergency repairs, which kind of sucked because I'd taken all this stuff out. Then today, I was supposed to have the manager of the plumbing company coming to do an insurance evaluation. He's been before, he's seen the damage and things, but unfortunately now, because of the lockdown, he's not coming either. So whereas I was potentially going to have about £5,000 or £6,000, it's going to cost about £3,000 just to redecorate the hall and bedroom. Okay, that's not including the new mattress, the new bed, the new clothes for the kids that were damaged, the new carpet or the flooring, the new set of drawers, everything like that. And then, of course, the time that has been spent with Ali on the sofa, being out of the bedroom, the loss of quality of life. So I wasn't going to settle for anything less than sort of £5,000 or £6,000 from him. But now that's not going to happen because of the lockdown. I mean, I got the news that I was going to be off work for 6 weeks before the plumber chap. We basically said he couldn't come. And I thought to myself, you know what, this is going to be great. I can spend time doing the kids' room up. But no, that's not going to happen. They have no carpet in the room just now. They barely have a ceiling just now. And they don't come back till next Wednesday to my house here. I have no idea what to do. It's shocking. I just wanted them to come back, and there's no way the room would have been finished by then, but we could have at least said, right, okay, we're going to go and do this, we're going to go and do that, and we're going to have this ready, and then we'll paint the walls, etc. But nah. So they've got a couple of rugs down on the floor. The boys' bed's okay. Alia's going to have to continue to sleep on the sofa when she comes back. But that's it. That's all I can do. If he'd come round, we would have potentially had the insurance money for it, by the end of next week. I think it would have been a bit of a negotiation with it all. For him to turn around and sort of like say yes or no about the money. One of the best negotiators for things like this is my brother, Ron Swanson. He's a very good negotiator. He doesn't take yes or no for an answer, if depending on how he wants the answer. And he gave me some great advice. He says, ask for 8,000 and then you'll probably get 6. I was like, okay. But then as well, I thought to myself, let's phone up one of these solicitors that basically focuses on where there's a blame, there's a claim. So I had sort of an off the record chat with one of these, and they said, "No, we'll go for 11 or 12,000, and then we'll get them down to about 8." And I was like, "Wow, why is that?" It says, "Because we need to take our fee as well if you win." It says, "And for this sort of thing, you will win." And I was like, "Okay, so I'm not going to use them, but it's nice to know that these sort of places." I can use that as a bit of leverage with regards to the plumbing company. I can turn around and say, "Hey, you know, we'll do that." But there you go. So that's the plan anyway. It would have been nice to have the children's things started at least, but unfortunately, it's not going to start. It's not even going to get finished before COVID-19 has run its course. It probably won't happen until after the summer holidays, to be perfectly honest. And yes, Carmen, it really sucks. And Shady, I agree with you there as well. It's a case of like, oh my God, oh, it sucks big time. Right, so there we go. Now, let me just, I'm going to pop in a code again. If anybody wants to come on just now, I'm going to open this up because I'm not going to ramble too much just now. If anybody wants to come on the stream and tell me how they are, there's the link in chat. All you have to do is click onto that and you'd be more than welcome to come and say hi. Come and tell me what's going on in your part of the world, what you've been up to today. And yeah. Cognac, thank you very much. Mojax, it's fun actually listening to you and what you have to say. Loving it. You're a great radio host, brother. That is a lovely things to say. I really appreciate that, man. I enjoy speaking. I have an ability to talk nonsense for hours, which is always a good quality to be able to do this. I might actually start recording these into a podcast as well. Stick it on. And if anybody has any sort of experience in sort of creating online sort of not so much online personalities, but online directing traffic and having ideas to market this sort of thing, I'm always open. So you can always leave me a message on Instagram. And today as well, I would appreciate it big time. And we've got a couple of people on Facebook and we have a couple of people in YouTube. Wherever you're watching from just now, I would really appreciate the Facebook people just to click on share for this stream. It costs you nothing other than a click. Okay, just a click. And that little click means the world to me, because it means that other people will get to see this stream and maybe other people will join it through Facebook at another time. And anybody as well that is currently watching on YouTube, for somebody like me who's got like maybe 60 or 70 subscribers on YouTube, a little click and a little share onto your social media really helps me out. All it is about exposure, and I never thought I'd be one of these people to say, hey, like and subscribe. It's not so much just like and subscribe. It's when you understand the potential of exposure in these sort of areas. It's tremendous, and you should ask people to do these things, because at the end of the day, if you don't ask, you don't get. This isn't like television, where people will pay for a subscription to watch something on the television, like with your cable or your satellite TV. Okay, this is like a choice, and you have to rely on people speaking about you with word of mouth. So anything that anybody can ever do just to forward my little Mojax Happy brand, I would always be eternally grateful for that. It would mean the world to me completely. Okay, so where are we just now? We've been about 50 minutes into the stream just now. I'm going to probably call it a night in 5 minutes. I think that I will sort of like maybe I'll keep the stream up, but I'll end the broadcast. So if anybody wants to come and chat, they can come and chat, and it won't be recorded and saved onto YouTube or onto Facebook, because I'm going to sit here and I'm going to play with my phone and finish off the little sort of jingly things that I've got and practiced them and see what they look like when I go about doing it. Then I'm going to prepare tomorrow night's stream as well, because preparation is absolutely everything. You take care, boys and girls. It's been an absolute pleasure. Carmen, thank you for joining us. As per usual, I think my mum was even on here tonight, because I'm looking at the Facebook like and it says that my mum was here. That's amazing. Thanks, Mum, for supporting me. Okay, thank you very much, Mum. I love you. And so we've had Carmen on tonight. We've had Cognag, my favourite regular, Mr. Cognag, and we have had Shady as well. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you guys coming in. And anybody else who didn't comment tonight or leave a message, let me say thank you for joining us as well. And we'll be back tomorrow night with probably a lot less depressing stream, to be perfectly honest, because today I had the life sucked out of me with regards to my not so great news about my immune system being compromised. And yeah, so oh look, hi Mum. Thanks, Mum. Okay, cheers. No telling anybody any of my secrets. Okay, this I would never forgive you, right? I would never forgive. I know you wouldn't do it. Okay, I can just feel that coming down the thing. Right? Okay, it is 50 minutes into the stream. It is 12:45 a.m. on now Thursday, the 26th of March. We are in a COVID world. We are living in a COVID world where this virus is running amok through everything. So be careful, be safe, be sensible, and always, always, always stay in touch. Don't ever forget that there is people out there that will always be able to help you. I'll speak to you all soon.